Hi, my name's Marcel Oleander, but you can call me Maury or Ole.
Coach Oleander? What are you doing in my mind?
How did you get in my happy meadow? Nobody's supposed to know about it. You didn't tell my dad about it, did you? Oh, that's him! Oh no! Come on, little bunny! We'll be safe in here!
Given what happened last time with the caravan, I wouldn't trust that. Anyway, looks like, instead of winding up next to our crazy psycho coach, we've, walked into his suppressed childhood memories with all these little bunny hutches and his happy meadow. This is gonna go poorly. It also looks like the caravan's not, quite itself. There's something organic and gross happening over there. Also, we're being haunted by a ghost, so I may as well go inside. Ugh. Definitely different here. We also have some, interesting circus acts. Bunnies, who are alive. The Galocchios, who are dead. It's a weird way to sell your circus, but okay. Let's see, what's over here? The fat lady, who is alive. More bunnies. And,
Got it!
distant voices calling Raz's name.
Got it!
You also have Alligator Boy, who I believe that says mad. And Knife Throwers, who are also dead. And the world's skinniest guy, dead. And the Meat, alive. I don't think I like the sound of that. And over on this side, the Aquatos. Inexplicably in the possessive, but okay. And Kid Lasagna, who is sadly dead. Well, guess better see what's what.
Okay. The circus I remember from my childhood was definitely not made of meat. The last time I checked.
No! No! Little bunny, don't go in there! That's a bad place! That's a bad place for bunnies!
Ew. I'm sorry, even when I was a kid, this is gross. It's slightly distressing. Fortunately, there's this guy. He doesn't help with the whole meat cleavers icky thing, but he does take any unused cards or cobwebs that we collect. This is why I didn't bother getting the last Psycore. He'll just take the rest of the cards and convert them into a level anyway. Strictly speaking, you never need to buy Psycores and make your own challenge markers if you can just get to this guy, but you lose out on a lot of levels coming up here, and there's really no point when the things are so inexpensive. we're still being haunted by a force ghost. Neat. So, the meat circus here is pretty infamous among Psychonauts players. And the reason being that this being the final level is, tough. We can technically leave, but the only place that we can actually go is, the Collective Unconscious.
Huh?
Given that we are presently
Agent
nothing
Cullen,
more than a brain
do
and
you
a
have any
tank,
advice
this
on the current
makes perfect
situation?
sense.
Follow that kid. Don't let him get hurt while your brains are connected.
I
Agent Crawler
change the
doesn't
color
really
of
have a
my
whole lot to
levitation
tell us,
ball?
and obviously he
That's
can't take us back
to
to
what?
headquarters, but he can change the color of our levitation ball, so if you want to feel pretty, this is your last opportunity to do so. I feel...
Okay.
pure and
Hope
unstained.
that makes you feel pretty.
Nothing more to report at this time.
Crawler out.
Alright. And... no sense putting it off, I guess.
You gotta help me save the bunny! If he just holds still, I could catch him and hide him from my dad! He runs a butcher shop. He wants to make food out of them.
Oh, that's right. Maury's old man was a butcher. It looks like your childhood memories of the circus got all mixed up with his childhood memories of his dad's butcher shop.
My memories were bad enough. This is just gross. Uh-oh.
You'd better keep that kid out of trouble. With your brains all scrambled like this, what happens to him happens to you.
Ah! Help!
Yeah, if it isn't apparent,
Hey, that hurt!
half the level is basically an escort mission. Less than half, but it feels like a lot. You can see that little Oli has a health bar up there, and if it gets to 0,
I got you, Mr.
we
Bunny.
don't lose a life, but we do have to reset this section. There are a ton of figments to collect along here, and absolutely none of them should be a priority. You do not want to let Oli get too far ahead of you.
Hey, that hurts!
I know from doing a couple of test runs that there's a little bit of leeway, a little bit of wiggle room if you're good with the platforming going up this way.
My face!
But this is a very, very tricky situation. There's absolutely no reason to
Not me!
pick up
Not the
Oli,
bunny!
as a matter of fact.
I'm not a bunny! I'm not!
You just need to keep going,
I got you,
follow
Mr.
him,
Bunny.
do not let anything distract you. You are pretty much guaranteed to get him killed if you actually bother collecting everything. You're also being assaulted by these horrifying meat rabbit splice hybrid demon things, and they just don't make figment hunting very fun.
My face! Hey, that hurts!
You've obviously been able to see that what you're basically supposed to do is reach little Oli, kill anything that's nearby, so it doesn't kill him, and then TK the rabbit, and oh god, these guys. TK the rabbit so that he can reach it. These fellows are the knife throwers. They are invincible because, well, you need them to progress, and if we kill them, then that ain't no good. As you can see here, what you're supposed to do is stand beneath the wheel and somehow get the knife into the wheel so that you can use it to jump up. The shield tactic there, bouncing the knives off the shield, is something I personally did not know about when I first played the game. It's actually a tip given on the Double Fine website back in the day because nobody could figure out how to pass through Meat Circus. I'm not kidding. what I actually did back then was double jumped at just the right moment, and the knife...
My face!
Ooh, that was nice. What happens when you do that is that the knife gets stuck just beneath Raz, and if you time it right, he'll basically just fall on it. It's actually a little bit faster than shield jumping, or shield blocking, I guess, but not nearly as
My face!
certain. Oh, that didn't even help at all. This particular wheel, as you can see, is higher than the other one, and this is probably where a lot of attempts to not get Little Oli killed were frustrated. And this is also probably one of the main reasons that there's a giant safety net that comes in after the previous... Oh, thank God I got that. The previous section.
Hey, that hurts! Ow! Ow!
Oh yeah, and there are knife throwers over here too, and they hurt you. There aren't even any giant spinning wheels, they're just knife throwers. You can see that I actually went through that last section with only one fall, early enough that it didn't make too much of a difference, and Little Oli was still almost dead. Welcome to Meat Circus. Fortunately, that was the longest and the last of them. And, you can basically leave the big top at this point. Just as long as you can make your way up to it. Oh, bunny.
We did it! We saved all the bunnies! Now it's time for the main event! Come on!
The main event. Yeah. Alright, let's see who this vault is for. Big Top. Looks like Raz, but... Yeah, that would mess you up something fierce, wouldn't it? At this point, I tried to go back and get the rest of the figments since it's now open for doing so. Unfortunately, the safety net is still there. Which is great for the escort mission part, but when you're trying to just go backwards and get some figments, it kind of pops you back up to the front of the stage. The upper half of the stuff's easy to collect. But... that's useful. So that kind of frustrated my efforts for a bit. Still, there's enough stuff down here that was worth the trip. Everything is made of meat. it's a good time to give up and just see what the rest of the level has in store.
Oh, come on! This is my favorite ride! Yee-haw!
Little Oli, if you can fly, why didn't you do that before?
Got it!
Oh yeah, there are knife throws out here too. And the neat thing about the knife throws is that their range is basically the size of a level section. So that's cool. I'm pretty sure they can only aim at you if you're roughly horizontal with them at least. So once you get in the Tunnel of Love, it's not that bad. No, the Tunnel of Love has its own issues.
Man, these
But before
things
then,
smell
I
terrible.
need to do something a little bit unorthodox.
I'm ready.
And kick myself out of the level in order to reset that infernal trampoline. I was also kind of hoping that it would kick me to the beginning of the level so I could turn in that last cobweb, but no such luck. Still, the trampoline's gone. So let's gather up our goodies. Oh, that is a dog made of meat. And not like how dogs are normally made of meat, you know what I mean. It's a seal balancing meat. There's just meat. There's a podium. Now, the nice part about resetting this area is that the horrifying meat rabbits only spawn when you're chasing Oli. So if you finish off that and then come back, and that was a delightful little meat clown thing, huh? Sorry, if you leave the level and then come back in after he's already been rescued, they won't bother you again. I think you can actually just walk back inside here, but for some reason that didn't even occur to me while I was doing this. You also can't hurt the Force Ghost. Let's get back to the top. By the way, I'm not sure what's up with the texture on that big rib over there. It looks like glass. And I don't like it. It's all shiny and weird. Oh, and also don't jump off of that. It doesn't work. In fact, nothing works. Nothing ever works. And I made an almost perfect run up here when I was actually trying to chase the kid. And now I can't get back up. Just watch. Watch. Just, ew. Ugh. No other piece of meat looks like that. Ugh. As you can see, you can knock them down and it just doesn't help you at all. I did try and double jump up to that one, but my timing's... Actually, apparently my placement was completely off. I somehow got in front of everything. The last outstanding figment is yep, there it is. Right on these nice little medallions. It's a seal. talk. Their perception is as terrible as it ever was. Here we go. One last look to make sure there are no more figments in here. Spoilers, there aren't. The rest of them are all on the Tunnel of Love. On or near it. And this thing. This is a rail grinding section. And while this is technically not challenging, it does show you a very important flaw in the rail grinding system. That is, if you are holding forward and you jump off a rail, you just kind of go flying off. So, while this section isn't necessarily difficult, and as you can see, falling to your death does not lose you a life, it can be a bit frustrating if you're trying to pick up speed for certain areas later on, and then you just don't let go of the control stick fast enough, and then you go flying off to your death, and just, well, you know. Oh no, that figment, that bunny! That is the worst figment of the level. You need to kill yourself to get it. I think I might have survived grabbing it once, a long time ago, but, it's not simple. Oh yeah, and that section which requires you to be holding forward so you can fly off the railing, or not holding forward so that you don't have enough momentum. It's cool. I love it. Meet Circus. While we're here, I would like to point out the acrobatic hogs and that really happy dancing meat guy. This level is certainly filled with fun and intriguing visuals. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's halfway made of meat. Now, that particular figment actually gave me quite a bit of trouble, so, I decided to just forego the whole tunnel thing after falling off about 3 times and missing, and, gliding to it. This is a kind of neat thing about the Tunnel of Love. You can actually skip the entire thing if you know where you're going. I mean, there are still figments on it, so you'll miss out, but if you're not worried about that sort of thing, you can really just jump over all of it and glide right down to the exit. In fact, I think the exit is visible from here. And so that having been said, I'm just gonna skip through a non-solid piece of meat. I assure you that this little death reel is completely necessary for manipulating the RNG to getting me to where I need to be. Just trust me. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, that just skipped at least half of the thing, and if I'd bothered going through a different path, it would have been easy enough to get to the ending. But then I would have missed this one green rabbit, and we can't have that. Nope, oh no, 2 green rabbits. Now that was all the emotional baggage. Those were the last of the figments. So the only thing left is to turn in that one cobweb. And that was it. That was the last of not quite everything, but good enough for a regular rank 100. Again, way back in Basic Brain, there was a punching minigame that can actually get you an extra Psy rank. But, well, it's a bit of a bitch and completely unnecessary. So I'm just gonna have to make do with rank 100. Okay. Into the butcher's tent.
Help! Help! You've gotta help me protect the bunnies!
Hey, little oldie. It's okay. Those monsters are gone now. The bunnies are safe. We're all safe.
No! It's not safe! He's coming!
Who's coming?
My dad!
Your dad? The butcher?
He says little bunnies are good for nothing! Nothing but food!
Here, little bunnies.
Ah!
Don't run, or else Daddy's gonna kill ya.
Well, this is lovely. Well, the butcher, as I'm sure you can see, is very large, dual-wielding cleavers, and can actually take a pretty significant chunk out of Raz's health.
Here, bunny.
You can shield from him, but we can't actually hurt him just yet. As you can see there.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Now, what we're waiting for is for him to do that. You jump up, and then you whack him in the head, but, kind of whiffed that one.
Come here, little bunny.
Fortunately, you can actually see the utility of having regeneration at this point. He took off almost half of our life bar earlier, but we were recovering at a decent clip. Decent enough for me to make up for that time I missed his head completely. Now, obviously this boss fight is, as with most of the Psychonauts boss fights, very simple. He has his, pattern, which is the, I think it's 3 attacks, and then he gets his knife stuck down there. And then he just comes after you again. It's always the same. You just have to have better timing than I apparently do.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
And the 4th one brings down the knife, and up the arm there. This can be pretty hazardous if you don't have regeneration, because again, you can see that he took off from anywhere between, I think, 2.5 to maybe even 4.5 little brain tanks at once.
Come here, little bunny.
But once you get his pattern down, the timing down, it's just the same as anything else. Pretty simple.
Oh. Yeah. Hey, up.
What's going on here? What have you done to our circus?
Dad!
Polluted. Perverted. This looks like the work of mentalists.
I can explain.
Have you been associating with psychics?
Dad,
Psychics. Fortune tellers. They killed your grandfather. They cursed our entire family to die in water.
Yes, but...
Including you, Rasputin. And me. But I'm going to live. You know why? Because I'm still an acrobat. Let's see if you are. What's it going to be, son? Die in the water? Or show me what you got?
Well, fantastic. This, I think, is the crux of Meat Circus's frustrations. We have to constantly go up, and as you probably recall, hitting water is basically instant death. Like that.
You always were a slow one.
Fortunately, I believe this was changed specifically in the PC release, but drowning does not actually take off an astral layer. So if you happen to drown, your only penalty is getting kicked back to the beginning of this area. That can be quite a penalty, depending on how far along you were, and I don't believe there are actually checkpoints along the way. But it's a fair sight better than only being able to try this at maximum 11 times before you have to
Quick! Up here! Before the cold
Run back to the,
hand of fear pulls you under.
the collective unconscious and make your way all the way back here again. Although I'm not sure if it would actually be that bad. I've also heard they made other changes to this particular section because
Incoming!
it is,
Hey,
well,
catch!
not easy.
Incoming! You used to like to play catch.
Didn't notice any myself, except for one very major and important thing, and that is being able to double jump off of this here. In the original release of the game, there was a bug where sometimes double jumping wouldn't register. So up on this point, where, as you can see, double jumping is
Stick fast!
basically necessary, you were really down to leaping off of the side and then praying intently and mashing buttons. There was actually a workaround. You could balance on top of that and then just hop along normally, but it was a bit, well, unfair, just to be honest.
It's just testing. It'll help.
As you can see, he is actually throwing projectiles over here, and they will knock you out, and they can knock you into the water.
Think fast!
Although, I don't think he actually throws enough to really be too much of a danger. And meat cleavers.
Come on, son. You used to like to play catch with me. Now,
Okay, these tightrope sections, I'm just tanking the hits because, well, I have enough health and regeneration is strong enough that it doesn't matter. But it's actually possible to go invisible and just walk right through. He won't notice you there at all. A crazy awesome Dream Logic ladder here is the last obstacle that you need. And you can actually slide backwards on it, which I didn't learn until I did this.
Dad, I made it!
you cheated!
No! I used the acrobatics you taught me.
Don't lie to me, cheater. You crystal ball readers always cheat. You're no son of mine.
Ollie, are you okay? Where's your dad?
He's over there, talking to your dad.
He did what?
Uh-oh.
Somebody's going to get grounded!
Make that ground.
And now we fight the Butcher Mark II, Significant Daddy Issues Edition. The Butcher, and he's now on fire. And we have, Augustus, which is Dad, Rasputin's dad's his name, is throwing these nice, fiery... I don't even know what those are at me. As you can see, or as you could see, the objective should be pretty obvious. You have to toss these at the Butcher's knee. To knock him down, because he's not gonna be, he's not gonna be getting himself stuck anymore. Fortunately, he can't take flaming, spiny projectiles to the knee as well as, well, just about anybody can. And same as before, he only has 3 notches of health. Again, it's a little bit dangerous, especially because, well, you could be hit by additional projectiles while trying to aim your own. And if you hit him in a place that is not the leg, it doesn't register. And he routinely takes off 4 units of health.
Can't get a good grip.
But not that big a deal.
Rasputin! I see your skull is as hard to penetrate as ever.
Dad!
What is your brain doing out here in this tank with this other brain? And who are all these unconscious people? What have you gotten yourself involved with? Psychics. He's been cavorting with filthy, cheating psychics. Is that really how I look in your mind? Man, do I hate psychics. And seeing my son happy. I don't hate psychics. I used my psychic connection with you to find you, and to project myself into your mind.
But how can you hate me for being psychic if you're psychic too?
Son, I could never hate you. I only wanted you to be happy, Rasputin. And safe. Our family has many enemies. I have a lot more hair than that. Now, son, we have to carefully unweave your psyche from that other brain. We don't want anything bad to happen while your mind is in this tangled state. The damage could be permanent. Unweave? Detangle?
Never.
I like it this way. I mean, look at how huge I am.
And I think I can juggle now.
This is your mind, so you are the strong one here. But I'm about to give you my son. You must take care of it, because it's everything I've got.
Finally, our epic final battle, which is honestly probably the easiest boss fight in the game.
Come on, son.
We have this little indicator over there, as you can see. It's slowly filling up right under the Butcher's health bar.
I'm not
And
gonna
it's
hurt you.
basically our giant psychic glowy mass form. I don't really know what to call it, to be honest. Or Deus Ex Machina, I guess.
Let's
in this state, we are technically invincible, and the butcher is completely immobile for some reason, and it's just a matter of punching him repeatedly.
Don't run.
He's easy enough to keep away from, although he deals massive damage if he hits you. And if you really want to cheese it, just go invisible. He can't see you. Invisibility actually lasts long enough to get another charge out of this thing, so really, you have no excuses. And we're done.
Bunnies! No! No meat! Ah!
Shh, no more. No more meat. Look.
There you go! Good little bunny! Hey, thanks for helping me save the bunnies. And for talking to my dad.
No problem, little Oli.
Bye-bye! Wave goodbye, Mr. Bun!
Where's he going?
We're separating the brains now, Rasputin. He'll be fine. Let's go inside.
Man, I can't wait to tell you about all the messed up stuff that happened.
Oh, I know a lot of it. While you were out, I poked around a bit. Tell me about this Lily person.
Hey!
And so, that brings us to the end, where, as you can clearly see, the personal demons causing my negative behavior have all been eradicated, leaving me sane once again. This is also corroborated in CAT scan number 3 on page 59 of your handouts. On a personal note, I would just like to reiterate how extremely, extremely sorry I am for stealing all of your brains and trying to take over the world. Mistakes have been made. But this camp is all about education. And I know I, for one, learned plenty. Thanks to that guy right there. Come on up here, Raz.
We endeavor to build strong minds here, with the power to lift things, to see things, to burn things. But it's a special quality of your heart, not your mind, that truly makes a great Psychonaut. This young man has it. We did not give it to him. He got it from someone else, long before he came here. But we can give him this, to honor his mind, his courage, and his heart. Son, we do not normally ask this of someone so young, but it is obvious to us all that you are not average. Will you join us, Rasputin? Will you be a Psychonaut?
Okay, let's be perfectly clear about this. That was the best summer of my whole entire life.
Hey, the summer's not over yet. We can hang out for a couple of weeks still.
My family's out on the East Coast. Where's yours?
They move around a lot.
Well, you'd better go. Your dad's waiting for you.
Well...
Bye.
Children, it's an emergency. There's been another kidnapping.
I was here the whole time. You saw me.
No, this time we know who it is, and that's what scares us.
Who was kidnapped?
Truman Zanotto, the grand head of the Psychonauts.
Dad,
Sir, can you teleport this many of us back to headquarters?
Huh? What? Hey, what are you people doing in my kitchen? Now get!
Guess we're taking the jet.
Don't worry about your dad, darling. We'll get him back.
Yes, after all, we'll have Rasputin helping us.
I'm going?
Now how could we do this without our anti-kidnapping specialist?
I've taught you everything I can, son. Now, you go show them. Show them all.
Let's go.
And then they all took off in a jet and they had awesome psyche adventures, but we'll never get to see them because nobody bought this game when it came out, and then the publisher almost went under, and then there was no sequel. The end. Okay, maybe it's not as final as that. A little bit more recently, a decade after the game came out, Tim Schafer has encountered a few signs that maybe a Psychonauts 2 is not impossible. Notch, the crazy guy who made Minecraft, and whose name I cannot recall right now, actually offered him some funding for Psychonauts 2. It didn't work out, but it got Schafer's mind back on the idea, and after the success of their last Kickstarter, which pulled in over 10 times as much money as they anticipated, that being a $300,000 game turned into a $3 million game, I think he might actually be considering sometime in the future, not the immediate future, but at least a foreseeable one, that maybe Psychonauts 2 could happen. I obviously hope for the best. As far as that goes, Double Fine is a pretty cool company, staffed by some pretty cool people, and Psychonauts is a pretty cool game. And I really think that it is a game that does very much deserve a sequel. So on that almost vaguely hopeful note, I am going to leave you guys to the rest of these rather jaunty credits, and I will see you next time.